right now, I'm free agent. You hear it right. I'm free agent. My lawyer terminates the contract with the UFC.
Wow.
Well, what happened is, to make a long story short, is last February, I told Lorenzo that I wanted to fight again. We had a meeting in the Vegas, and I came with my agent, and I told him that I wanted to fight again. And since February, we've been in my team was in negotiation with Lorenzo's. Many names were offered and in different UFC 200 in New York, but we thought the best date was the Toronto date. So that's one of the main reasons I entered the USADA testing, to have my 4 months prior testing. And we had up and down, it's not always been good. How negotiations are, it doesn't end up in only an hour. It goes back. And so, we had some agreement, some disagreement, and I remember even at some time, UFC told us that they would take a huge financial risk to have me back, and they would need to spend a lot of money to reintroduce me to the new audience. You know what I mean? So it's just to tell you in what mindset they were and what mindset we were. And what we asked for is really, trust me, it's really reasonable. So the negotiation, we were making compromise on both sides. I think we were close to an agreement at some point towards the end until a big news arrived, and the news was the UFC got sold to new owners, and we were told that everything was put on ice until the new owners take charge. So we waited for weeks without any news from the new owners. Finally, the news came. The new owner told that Lorenzo's offer was off the table. And so it was like a shock for us because we felt like we were making progress. We were almost there. And when he told us there, I got angry, and I talked to my advisor, and I tried to hire the best lawyer in the business. His name is James Quinn. He's the man that's not on your side in that type of situation. And James Quinn gave them a legal deadline because I already have a contract with UFC. It's a 2011 contract. So he gave them a deadline to give me a fight because I wanted to fight. Even during that deadline, I remember we didn't have any news, no email, and I was always waiting for phone calls. And I heard Dana was saying in the media during that time that I didn't want to fight, that I didn't have it in me. I know it's probably a strategy from his part, but I didn't have any news until the last day of the deadline, very late at night, believe it or not. And we received a poor letter saying, they were supposed to schedule us a fight. That's what we were waiting for. But they sent us a letter saying, if I was interested of fighting Robbie Lawler sometime. And I knew that Robbie Lawler pulled off of New York card because of I don't know the reason, but he was out of New York card. And I heard the interview by Mohamed Lawal. He said he needed a long break. So the next day, my lawyer, James Quinn, told me, George, now you're a free agent, you're free. So that's how everything happened.
Wow.
Well, I thought we were closer, and we were really closer because what we asked, the minimum we could go, and it's very, very reasonable. It's even lower than most of the magazine, like I read the Forbes magazine and everything. It's even lower than what they think I deserve, for the general people that knows. So I really thought, I felt like a little bit like a yo-yo. You know, like, and you know, it was some rumor going on sometime, me fighting Lawler, then Bisping, then Woodley, and I'm the kind of guy that, you know, I've talked about it before. I'm a little bit OCD. When I think I got a fight coming up, everything I do, when I sleep, I think about it. When I drive, I train, I think about it 24. So I get very affected mentally by it because I really thought I was going, like, every time things were changing, so I was getting ready mentally to fight a certain guy, and I was very excited in a way. But then after things were not happening, so that's why I hired James Quinn. I got just drained, you know, like of all that thing, you know.